listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, now tuned into the Pelican postgame report on the PRO Media Network. What's going on, fam? I'm Big Q chiming in on this installment of the Pelican postgame report. We in the building, man. I'm the host, and I'm going to bring in my co-host on the Pelican postgame report, DC in the building. What's up, DC?
Everything is everything. Big Q, what's going on with you?
Everything's all good, my man. We got, once again, it's another spectacular Friday, man. These Fridays going really fast, man. It's time for another edition of the Pelican postgame report, and this one entitled, D'Antoni is the leading coach for the Pelicans.
What?
And more news we got to talk about in the world of your New Orleans Pelicans. So I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Big ups to GM Kev, Young City. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all. And all the family tuning in. Please feel free to hit the like button. Please share the show links and subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. Big ups to you. And my dog Teal just dropped in. Teal, DJ, and the rest of the family. What's up, Teal? I got Teal in the fantasy league, and I just got one statement to make to Teal. Look out, Teal. I got you, Teal. Big ups to my dog, Teal. All right, now in this edition of the Pelican postgame report, man, we're going to cover the Mike D'Antoni news. Is he a leading candidate for the job? That's the issue. That's the topic. We'll cover that in the show. We also have other rumor mills going about Drew Holiday. We'll cover that as well. We also could cover an article written that's saying 3 former Pelicans to consider for the team. We'll cover some news on that. And also a former general manager has found a job in the league as an assistant coach. Y'all won't believe this. Who would get this sapsucker a job? But anyway, all that and then some on this edition of the Pelican postgame report. So without further ado, we'll get it going with the Mike D'Antoni news there, DC. Now, according to the news that is coming out, this is from the Pelican Debrief. New reports are suggesting that Mike D'Antoni will become the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. And as soon as the Houston Rockets were eliminated by the hands of the Lakers, Adrian Wojnarowski then kicked in that report about it. And then Kevin O'Connor from NBA says, no surprise here that D'Antoni isn't going back to Houston. There have been rumblings for weeks that he could be headed to the Pelicans. So now that's for sure. That's something up there to say. But O'Connor is another plugged-in NBA insider, and he's hearing the speculation. He's hearing it from people in the league that doesn't sit well. But the fact is, if D'Antoni is the guy, man, I don't know. We talked about this before. I don't like the fact that it is D'Antoni. I don't believe it's D'Antoni. Now, DC, I'm going to give you a chance to kind of hit on this right here. But first, let me then sway to the next article that might show that rumor might be a bit premature. And I'm happy because after getting D'Antoni, he's the better version of what Gentry was trying to be. That's what it is. We don't want
the way better version.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, and we don't need that small ball nonsense down here. But anyway, this is why I say that other story was some bull crap, because now new rumors coming out. This is from NBA Sports that is suggesting that 76ers want to hire D'Antoni to lure James Harden away from Houston. It's not a secret that D'Antoni and James Harden have a good relationship, and the 76ers are interested in hiring D'Antoni. And this came from John Clark of the NBA Sports Philadelphia that says, I'm hearing one of the reasons along with coaching that Sixers have a lot of interest in D'Antoni is feeling with him in some organization that he can lure James Harden to Philly. How about that? Harden becomes a free agent in 2 years, and there is a possibility of the trade, especially what Philly will tend to do if they'll decide to blow that whole thing up. I mean, Houston. If Harden said, you know what, I'm tired. I did what I can do right here. It's time for me to move on to somewhere else. It could be problematic for whatever Houston's going to do right there because Russell Westbrook didn't look all that good there. They traded away Clinton Capella, which is a thing that I didn't like. But anyway, if that's the Sixers' plan, we'll see what happens. And also, maybe D'Antoni, he had plenty of success with the Rockets and the Suns, but choosing for the reasons, not for some hardened pipe dream, according to the article. Now Harden became he'll become a free agent in 2022. He have to decline that $47.3 million player option at the age of 33, which that seems really impossible to get $47 million at the age 33. Nobody's gonna take that contract.
Chris Paul getting 40-something million, and he like 35.
Yeah, but sooner or later, then again with the increases in going forward, but then again you're looking at the C-19 and how that'll play a part on the salary cap as well. But anyway, a trade is possible. Ben Simmons and Embiid are intriguing chips. If Philadelphia becomes willing to trade one, Harden is the cachet. And that's what they're saying. In fairness, 76ers. This is rumor. If you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you love adding Harden with Simmons and Embiid, but you try to get both of those guys. I don't see Houston letting them go for a serious piece if that's the case. But what do you think about these rumors? I like him better to let him attach him to Philadelphia and not his wagon to the Pelicans. What do you think about this rumor?
I remember when we first talked about this and we talked about doing the show about it. I was like, oh, okay. D'Antoni it is, and reading all the information. I was like, wasn't too happy about it. But man, as I did my research and I saw all these Philly rumors, I got more excited by the minute. Let me tell you why. We could get D'Antoni and the good side of it. We would win a lot of games. I'm not gonna lie. We might win 45, 48 games. Just getting D'Antoni here with the same roster we got, whether we do a trade or not. But once we get to the playoffs every year, even if we're perennial playoff contenders just like Houston, we ain't going to do shit. So D'Antoni would be perfect if I don't want to win a championship. Not really excited about that. But it would be too much in the direction of what we're trying to get away from, being more of a balanced team instead of going all the way down the stream, all the way to the extreme. Because D'Antoni, we already know. You call it right now. Jackson Hayes getting traded and Zion playing center. We already know what's going on. Brandon Ingram will be playing power forward. And we're going to have 3 guards out there. It's going to be the same lineups that Alvin Gentry probably would love. But he would make it work better. But the stuff about him going to Philly, man, makes a lot more sense, especially with the uncertainty of Embiid and Simmons and all the trade rumors that surrounded them. I wouldn't be shocked if one of those guys get traded for James Harden and D'Antoni goes to Philly. But then the next question would be, Big Q, I know D'Antoni is on the thumbnail. How does that fare with the other guy that has connections with our vice president / wannabe GM, Tyronn Lue? How does that work? Because Tyronn Lue was also a favorite.
Supposed to be.
Philly.
He's supposed to be. That's the last rumors that we heard about it.
Are they not high on him after what happened to the Clippers? Because he was on that coaching staff.
That's true.
And Sam Cassell, even though Houston is looking at it like they could possibly hire Sam Cassell. But what about Tyronn Lue? Because the only links I heard about him going somewhere was Philly. So maybe not D'Antoni, but do you think we wind up getting Tyronn Lue? I know Mozzie 5 would be happy about that.
He'd be the only one. Not interested in Tyronn Lue. Even nothing wrong with Tyronn Lue. I think they're just better coaches that fit this team. And you have an opportunity right now to hire the next coach for your team for the next 5 to 10 years. You want to hire the right guy. And in the next couple of years, you want to compete. Not only really seriously, you want to be able to hire a guy that gets you into the playoffs in his first year. And, of course, then you become a contender several years after that, and you build consistently and strong, because I think we have a pretty good front office. We got a lot of good and talented winning-minded people there, professional-minded people, so that's a start. We just need the right coach to accentuate that level of perfection and then add on to it on the court, so make a lot of that movement move on to the floor, to the court with the right coach. And like I said, I've already said who I like, Mark Jackson and others. But whether or not we be able to get that, that's a whole nother kettle of fish altogether, because the reality at the end of the day is D'Antoni's not the man, in my opinion. If Philly wants him, let him have him. And also we made mention about Trajan Langdon. that is not his choice to add D'Antoni. He has his own mind guys who he wants to hire. And I would, like we told you before, Will Weaver is high on Langdon's list of people that he liked, but he's smart enough to go and talk to other coaches to see what they're like. Will there be a conversation with the Pelicans and Mark Jackson? Time will tell. I think that should happen. A lot of people don't want to see that move happening because a lot of people don't like what Mark Jackson said about certain coaches when he was there at Golden State. And that group is a very vindictive group, and they don't want to hear, they wouldn't be happy with him having a job, especially in the area where he's trying to get the job. So you could have a little flack there. But outside of that, there are a lot of great coaches that's out there, depending on what level of coach that you want. That old veteran that knows the game, a young up-and-coming guy that's on the level of a Quinn Snyder or a Mike Malone. There are a guy that can grow with the team, like a Cassell or Stackhouse right. But Jason Kidd, you could put Kidd up there in the ilk of some of those guys, like above a Snyder or right around what Quinn Snyder.
Don't forget about my dog Lionel Hollins, man. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Lionel Hollins.
Now,
man.
listen,
I love to have him.
I'm not mad at that. Listen, Lionel Hollins, he's an older coach, but listen, I think Lionel Hollins is the type of dude. He has the history, he has the pedigree. He has the seriousness, the strategist. He's a strategist, and the guy preaches defensive principles.
Damn, he do everything Alvin Gentry didn't do.
Right, he's serious. He's a serious dude. He did that grit and grind up there in Memphis. Imagine if you had that style of ball play in New Orleans
with the talent we got.
Man, wow. That would be astronomical because they were good at what they did, but they didn't have the scoring ability. We easily scored. The problem with us is the defense getting the defense. If you had somebody that can teach the defense seriously to the point where the Pelicans were a consistent top 5 defensive team that rarely turned off or turned over the ball and forced you to turn over the ball, you have a serious team to deal with. So I'm not mad about the Lionel Hollins coaching, but whether they be looking at him. I know he's interested in the job. He's currently an assistant with the Los Angeles Lakers, and if things keep going on, they might end up getting a ring, man. So
they got an excellent coaching staff over there, man. Watching these playoffs and the adjustments that the Lakers are making, man. I'm impressed with their coaching, man. They're winning games on coaching because Denver could really win the series. They're a better team talent-wise, but the Lakers are out coaching, man.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. Great coaching on that team. Jason Kidd's on that bench. Lionel Hollins on that bench. A lot of fantastic brains and a lot of experience backing up Frankie V in Los Angeles. Let me tell you how they adjusted to what Denver was doing, how they adjusted to the prior series. Absolutely amazing coaching going on. And then there's great coaching on the floor. So if you have Hollins and Kidd and on coaching on the bench, and then you have the coaches on the floor, high IQs like Rajon Rondo and LeBron on the floor, man, come on, man. That's absolutely insane. And it's showing. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic before we hit the break coming up soon. The Pelicans, another thing here. We're going to talk some more rumors here, DC. This is up your alley. And this is according to Pelican Debrief. They're saying that Drew Holiday is becoming the Clippers' top target now. They're saying the Clippers are all around offense. And what do you know about this? What's the deal with the Clippers rumors?
Well, you got to look at the Paul George issue, man. Kendrick Perkins actually mentioned it, and then you have to understand the story leaking of him giving a speech to his teammates. I know after he played how he played, he gave a speech and tell everybody what they needed to do in the offseason.
All right, hold on for a second, DC. The music just came on.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah, just hold that. We're gonna readdress that on the second side. The break, the commercial called us. We're going to talk about the Drew Holiday trade rumors with the Clippers. We'll also talk about the free agents to consider. Also, a former GM is now an assistant in Utah. We'll cover it all on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Pelican Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network. Stay with us.
Remington Tax Solutions is a company that, together with their partners, provide virtual tax consultation and preparation for individuals, small business, and nonprofit. They also provide notary and a host of other business-related services for their clients. Their associates provide a systematic yet very client-centered approach to their services. They offer the industry knowledge and insight to help solve your most complex tax issues. At Remington, their currency is time, the one resource that cannot be replenished. For that reason, they utilize the simplest and most effective forms of technology to make their services faster and more efficient. No need to wait in the office until your taxes are completed. Simply upload your documents via the Taxes to Go app or via their client portal, and they'll take care of the rest. Remington Tax Solutions is a member of the National Association of Tax Professionals and participates in the IRS Annual Filing Season Program, which is a voluntary tax education program to stay abreast of the ongoing changes in tax legislation. Remington Tax Solutions has a strong connection to the communities in which they serve. It is a part of their mission to make a positive impact on the lives of their neighbors. So, if you're looking for a reliable, effective, and trustworthy tax preparation service, Remington Tax Solutions is the business for you. Contact Remington Tax Services at their number 682-307-4410 or simply go to remingtontax.com. That's remingtontax.com. Remington Tax Service, virtual tax preparation for the individual and small business.
Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to embracepetinsurance.com. That's embracepetinsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans.
Attention, everyone.
Get breakdown on games, free agent signings and potential moves, unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Balance. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000, celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registers and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAstore.com has all the gear.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican postgame report on the PRO Media Network.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report on the PRO Media Network. This side the break, man, we're going to continue the party going, man. DC was about to break down the Holiday and Clippers connection, trade rumors. Of course, Drew been connected to all kind of teams, Brooklyn, Golden State. So many teams, hard to keep count on. But we're going to cover that on this side of the break with other topics as well. So, DC, bringing you back, my friend. You have the floor. Elaborate and describe what's going on with the Holiday and the Clippers trade rumors.
Well, as I was getting into talking about the Clippers, everybody's familiar with them being, up 3-1 and blowing that lead, losing. So there's a lot of talks about them possibly not blowing their team up. Kawhi is pretty much untouchable, but a lot of other pieces they may be looking at moving. I think they're probably going to want to keep some of their players, but guys like Lou Williams, Landry Shamet, Zubac even possibly be on the move, and as well as Paul George, because as I was saying before the break, Paul George made a speech telling all his teammates what they need to do and got to be better. Let's run it back and all this. And everybody in the locker room was pretty much rolling their eyes and was disinterested. This was leaked. Obviously, that's a team meeting, so there's not a lot of people in there. So that's some insider information. And it was leaked out. Maybe it was leaked out on purpose. And our guy, Adrian Wojnarowski, again, has said that the Clippers were pursuing Drew Holiday all last offseason. And they're also looking for a playmaker at the guard position right now. So who else could they be looking at?
But Drew Holiday.
Right. I mean, you have Oladipo in Indiana, but he's coming off an injury. So you have that, and the possibilities of getting him, there's hypotheticals thrown out of some trash I'm not really crazy about, getting Pat Beverly, Zubac, and Landry Shamet. It's not the worst trade, but just think we could do better. And there's also talks about them possibly moving on from Paul George, but I know in order to get him, they're definitely going to want some draft picks, and just getting him just straight up for Drew Holiday is probably not going to be able to happen. So that's a possibility. Another possibility, you guys. There's plenty more. Also, Indiana and the Miles Turner thing, there's still talks about that. And it's pretty much like about 15 teams or so that you're looking at with Drew Holiday, man. There's so many people that's trying to get their hands on him. And I even seen another trade scenario with the Nets, where they rumors about actually Karis LeVert and Jared Allen. We can get that one. I know we probably jump on that one. What you think, brother?
Well, I mean, like I keep saying about the Nets thing, the Nets trade package of Jared Allen is intriguing. And I think the thing is also Karis LeVert. That's a major part of it. If you get maybe what you get, Jared, Karis LeVert, and they want to throw Dinwiddie in there, maybe a pick or two.
I don't think they're gonna give us all three of them, bro. The one of them got to come out.
That's the thing. You know you want them bad, and there's a big market for them. So you got to come up off a pick, and you can throw up one or two of those guys in there as well. So like I said, if that's the move, I think they got a interesting bunch of pieces that if that's the mindset of trading them. But let's flash back. Let's go back and revisit two of the ones you just spoke about. Now, in terms of the Clippers, let me get this straight on the Clippers. What are they trading? What are they giving up to lure Drew Holiday there? They're trying to give up.
The hypothetical of where I got this information from the Pelican debrief, the actual trade is Pat Beverly, Ivic Zubac, and Landry Shamet.
For Drew Holiday?
For Drew Holiday. No picks.
Them people smoking crack over there at the Pelican debrief, obviously. Let's go on to the next pick, the Indiana Pacers. What is the trade scenario there?
The Indiana Pacers one, they were pretty much just talking straight up Miles Turner for Drew Holiday.
Miles Turner straight up for Drew Holiday?
Miles Turner for Drew Holiday, man. But in ones before that I've seen, it was Miles Turner. I seen one a long time ago when Victor Oladipo was hurt, because the connection between him and Indiana has been going on since last offseason as well. Because if you're not aware, family, both of his brothers over there. So that could be a possibility in us doing business with Indiana. It was Miles Turner and I think Oladipo at one time. Rumors of that, but Oladipo was obviously hurt, so I don't know how that would work. But now I seen it was a straight up one for Miles Turner, but it's also talks of their new coaching staff. They're not really sure what they want to do, and we were actually interested in Miles Turner. Like, we wanted to do that. That's what I was hearing. I don't have that article in front of me, and my many articles I have pulled up. I can't find that one, family, but I do remember what it said because I read it several times. We wanted Miles Turner. Let's make that clear. The Pelicans wanted Miles Turner, but for whatever reason, whatever trade scenario they had going on that may not have included Drew Holiday, Indiana turned it down. So,
well, that's intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, Miles Turner is a guy, he can, I wouldn't say anchor a defense, but he plays better defense than Jackson Hayes. And he's a shot alterer, shot blocker, not really an anchor, but he can spread the floor and hit that three. He at about 36%, man. Excellent three-point shooter for a center. And I think he's someone that will work with this team. Obviously, we still would have to find a scrappy rebound and defensive type of guy to kind of add in there. Or we could just rely on Jackson Hayes to be that. Or we could sign maybe, like a vet for a year while Jackson Hayes is still developing and do the 3-center rotation thing. But Miles Turner wouldn't be a bad option, but I wouldn't want to just trade him straight up for Drew Holiday. I think they got to throw something else in there.
Yeah, I'm looking at Miles Turner's numbers. He's 6'11", 250-pound big. Come out of the University of Texas. His games, he played 62 games last year, averaged 12 points straight up a game and 46% from the field, which is pretty good. And just under 35% shooting the three, 75% from the free throw line. So, I mean, interesting, 12 and 6.5 in terms of what he did on his career. He's 13 points a game and about 7 rebounds a game. So you'd be getting a guy ready to go straight up. But that's the intriguing thing because the Pacers rumor mill is saying they're going to either trade one or the other. It'll either be Sabonis or it'll be Turner this offseason.
Yeah, they weren't able to implement both of them effectively. And Sabonis just went to an all-star game, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're going to get rid of Sabonis. But that for some reason, I don't understand why they're not able to play both of them on the floor at the same time. It wasn't really working out, which actually caused the dip in Miles Turner's numbers because I think his numbers before Sabonis was there was actually a little bit better than that. He was on the brink of possibly being a breakout player and becoming an all-star himself. So it's very intriguing, man. A lot of potential. The Texas connection to have him and Jackson Hayes, if we could keep him, would be nice. And I think that would be a good mentor for him. And they probably speak the same language being in that brotherhood of Texas. So very interesting scenario to look at there too, man. So we got the the Nets. We got them and the Clippers, bro. Who knows?
Yeah,
and when Miami is all over, there might be some rumors about Miami.
Yeah, I always say so too because Drew Holiday is definitely going to be somebody. The Heat list, you can see him in the Heat uniform if they offer and trade, but you got to give up somebody. But something just tell me when there's so many rumors circulating around Drew Holiday, somebody talking saying that it's open. You look at Miles. Now I'm gonna just say this about Miles Turner because I'm rolling around my head saying, Miles Turner, 4-year contract. He currently playing on $80 million. All right, he signed that in 2019 and 2020. He signed a deal, 4 years, $80 million with the Pacers. Base salary is 17.5 a year.
Man, so we could get that guy for the price of Derek Favors.
Pretty much. And then the crazy part about it is. For what you pay, well, actually, it's less than Favors because I think Favors. What is Favors?
Favors was right around there, maybe about 500,000 more.
Okay, but this the thing: 17.5 is a pretty steady contract, and that's over the summation of his entire length of his deal. He signed the contract in 2019, of course, and it goes 17.5, 17.5, 17.5, all the way to 2022, 2023. So a pretty set rate for this guy. You know, and it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Just rolling around. Go ahead, DC.
I was just gonna say, and you get rid of a salary in Drew Holiday, which is about what, 25 million a year.
Yep.
So you get rid of that, and you replace that, which was something close to what you were already paying or gonna pay with for Derek Favors. That would be an awesome upgrade. Now, what comes back with him, I don't know, because Indiana has a lot of other pieces too, man. So, you know,
that's the thing.
We can't. We're not just gonna take that. We probably don't get Oladipo.
Now,
sure.
Let me add this in there too. If you can get, well, listen, that's a whole nother thing. If you can get,
you get him and Oladipo.
That's
you might want to pull the trigger on that.
I'm taking that. If I can get a healthy Oladipo and a Miles Turner together, and you're talking about Drew Holiday's money over the next. What is it now? 2 more years. He got 25.3 this year and 26.2 in 2021-22. Then, I mean, pretty much he got 1 year DC basically left on his contract, and that's that.
For Oladipo, you said?
No, we're talking about Drew Holiday's current deal, man. I mean, that's why it's
right.
He got 1 more year left on his contract, not including this year. 25.3 this year. 2021-2022 year is 26.2, and then 2022 he's unrestricted. So I mean, I don't know if people realize that, but 26 million, and then you get this guy for 17, whatever Oladipo making. I don't know, but I know they're trying to do something different in Indiana, and that would be so cool to see the Holiday boys together.
All three of them.
Yeah, that'll be so cool to see them together. But let me see what Victor Oladipo, because I know he just signed a fat contract. The only thing I'm scared about Oladipo, fantastic talent, but he's
Oladipo is about to be a free agent, Big Q.
Okay, let me take a look at he's a free agent this year?
No, not this year, but he's about to be a free agent, which is why they're considering getting rid of him. Because they just signed Malcolm Brogdon,
right,
which shows you Oladipo ain't making a lot of money, because you're not gonna pay Malcolm Brogdon 80-something million and then pay him 100-something million and have all that tied up in the backcourt. Everybody ain't like the Houston Rockets,
right?
But
especially if you're a small town team like Indiana, you need if you're gonna pay big money, you want some bang for the buck. And Oladipo missed a lot of time, and 4-year deal. DC, he signed back with the Thunder. That deal when they traded for him. He actually his last year is this year. 21 million.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they're trying to trade him.
Right. So we'll see, man. We'll see what shakes with that anyway. But anyway, let's move on, because that was interesting, man. That was an interesting trade. Had my mind turned. I had to go look at the numbers on that one. Yeah,
that's an exciting one, man. The Nets trade, I mean, we would be sad to lose Drew Holiday, but you can't say we wouldn't be a better team for doing that.
Most certainly not. I mean, you're looking at, like we saying, the numbers. He got 1 more year left with 26 million. The trade rumor mill are circulating. The Pelicans obviously not going to re-up with Drew Holiday, or going up beyond this year. Like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire, man. It's a lot.
You ever think
smoke.
maybe Drew Holiday doesn't want to re-up with the Pelicans? I mean, he's such a nice guy. He's doing the whole loyalty thing. Maybe it's all an act.
Well, it could be, because if you remember Stephen A. Smith, who had inside baseball on the league, he know about the baseball on basketball, to be honest with you, because you go back to when was it? When Anthony Davis went through all that drama and that he wasn't going to the Pelicans. Stephen A. Smith reported that Drew Holiday didn't want to go back either. But he was talked back into it by the leadership that said they wanted to center the team around him as the veteran and the young people to build around Drew Holiday. Obviously, that is not the play going forward. He got 1 year left on his deal. Anything can happen. You could re-up with him, or you can get rid of him, get a younger player and get some assets and keep building. Now, the Pelicans have 1,000 first-round draft picks going into the future, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but Drew Holiday is a piece. Like, you asked the question, does Drew fit in the future of the team? 1 year left on the deal at $26 million. You know, and if you can move him for Miles Turner to get a guy, Miles is what, 24 years old, something like
Right.
that, and he's already an all-star. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the move they make, or if
Oh,
they go.
Miles Turner's not an all-star.
Oh, he's not an all. He wasn't an all-star last
No,
year.
Sabonis was an all-star.
Okay. I thought one, because I remember in my head one of the pace some big men were okay.
Right,
Sabonis.
but he wasn't too far off. You know, he had seasons where I think he averaged probably about 16, 17 points a game and double-digit rebounds. So
Right. But that's the thing, though. That'll be interesting shit. Maybe perhaps the Pelicans pull a move on Sabonis. You know, that could be. I mean, how's that?
that would
look?
be nice,
You
man.
see,
I would like that.
Sabonis would be an interesting big to play there at the
He's-
position. He can shoot the three. He's aggressive. So I mean, hey,
He's
listen.
better than Turner on the offensive end.
Right. So that could be an addition too. Plus, he runs the floor pretty decent anyway. So anything is a play. Even that Pacer deal, or perhaps if you can get Paul George from the Clippers, which I doubt they'll do. The Brooklyn Nets deal.
Do we really want Paul George here? I go back and forth with it, man. The talent is amazing, but
what
the
else the Clippers
mindset
have that
for
you
a young
want? They're not gonna
team.
give up Leonard, or George. And George wanted to play in his hometown. That's how Leonard lured him there. He lured him. Let's go
I
home.
don't know if I want anything from the Clippers.
Well, see,
the
there you
more
go.
I think about it.
Right. Well, there you go. All right. So let's move on to the next discussion. 3 former New Orleans Pelicans to consider reuniting in free agency. We got 3 of them here. This from an article from online. We're going to look at it. We're going to talk about the first one up the bat on the deal is Trevor Ariza, 2010, 2012. They want Trevor Ariza back. Now, remember, we had Trevor Ariza for 2 stints with the Pelicans. Y'all remember that? And they were saying won't bring him back again. Now, I'm not mad at that. I'll do like the 3-and-D situation. The Suns and the Kings paid a lot of money to have him lured out on the West Coast. But this is an intriguing move for the Pelicans if they decide to bring the old 3-and-D guy, glue guy back for a 3rd stint. Let's move into the next one, DC. I'm going to go through these, then you can feel free to talk about which one you really like. Tyson Chandler is another guy. Of course, Tyson was with the Pelicans back in, or the Hornets as they were called, in 2006 and 2009. He was here, and I remember him being the 2nd overall. He was 2nd overall out of high school, if you can go back that far. And remember that he was a key member of the Baby Bulls, if you can go back that far and remember that. But
I remember that squad.
He's an addition to the Dallas Mavericks in 2011 that created the title-winning defensive play, and he played great defense in that series back in 2011 to help them win. He's 37 years old, man. We old in the game if we remember him from the Baby Bull games and days, and he's 37. He's not a dominant force anymore, but does have the value in other things. Chandler, Pelicans hope that with Jackson Hayes, maybe he can be a person that helps a young center like Jackson Hayes develop. And then another piece that's interesting that the Pelicans perhaps can reach back to is DeMarcus Cousins. How about DeMarcus Cousins? The Pelicans fans never got to see Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins together because Dale Demps. That was Dale Demps' dumbass. But the bottom line is it didn't work out. Cousins wants to prove that he's healthy again and to showcase his talents in 2021. So, of course, now he's from not too far away from here in Mobile, Alabama. So perhaps we can look at a DeMarcus Cousins, his contract. He played for the Golden State Warriors for $1 million, DC, or something like that. He signed with him on that run. So obviously money wouldn't be a really bad thing to have DeMarcus Cousins to come back and show what he can do. So Cousins was an incredible talent. Imagine the 2-way attack of Hayes and Cousins. Cousins can shoot the 3. His issue is running the floor, and he's not as fast, but he did show some gumption. But that's an interesting thing as well. DC, we talked about it. DeMarcus Cousins, Chandler, and then Trevor Ariza. What do you think about those guys?
I like it. I like Ariza probably the most because I think he's the guy you get the most out of looking on all levels. Obviously, Tyson Chandler would be a guy you're hiring to kind of coach up Jackson Hayes. Trevor Ariza can do a similar thing as well as give you something on the court. DeMarcus Cousins gives you the opposite. He ain't coaching up Jackson Hayes. DeMarcus Cousins coming here trying to get buckets because he's coming off an injury. So he's got to fight. He got to work on his game. He don't have time to try to help Jackson Hayes. So my only dilemma I would like to sign DeMarcus Cousins. I think that would be an excellent addition, and I think he would give you a lot. If he's healthy, I mean, he could potentially start. But that's a long stretch because I mean, it's been horrible for him the last 2 or 3 years. Like I kind of feel bad for him, and with the whole Demps debacle, we had sour taste in our mouth about DeMarcus Cousins and Alabama created Mardi Gras and all that. But after looking at how things played out with our rotten GM, I'm wondering if maybe he had a point. Somebody was lying, and Dell Demps is known as a liar now by multiple people. So maybe DeMarcus Cousins was telling the truth. And if that is the case, and he still is beloved by Miss Benson and all of that, and they can kind of reunite, that would be great. It would be great to have him and Trevor Ariza if we get both of them. But Tyson Chandler would only be good, in my opinion, if we wasn't getting DeMarcus Cousins or another veteran center like the Miles Turner thing we was talking about, and then we have a guy like Tyson Chandler. I think that would be excellent because he helps both of those guys. So I really like all of them, man, but it's just different scenarios for which one I would want. Trevor Ariza fits every scenario to me. Just sign him.
All right, unique view. Big ups to you. Says too old, real old, no. Cousins is trouble. He's fragile. So I see it.
We just need bench people. Unique. You know, they coming off the bench. This our bench unit. This ain't starters for us.
All right, let's keep it moving, fam. We're gonna come back to the chat, and we're gonna get to a few of your questions. If you got any questions in the chat, please. I mean, to ask, just put them in the chat. We'll address them on the back end of the show when we get done with our articles, which will be real soon because we got one left to address. So, you know, any questions or concerns or comments, put them in the chat, and I'll get to them. This is the final story of the night. Former Pelican GM Dale the Simp Demps. I ain't gonna call him that. Dale Demps joins the Utah Jazz as an assistant coach. And in my opinion, this is the perfect organization to have Dale Demps as. He used to be a GM. Now he's going in as an assistant coach. And he's going to the Utah Jazz, which is known as the Salt City, was Great Salt Lake. Great Salt Lake or Salt Lake City, whatever it's called up there, the capital of Utah, Salt Lake City, which is the perfect place for Dale Demps to be after he threw salt in the game on Kendrick Perkins. He threw salt in the game on Magic Johnson, which Magic basically pointed at Dale Demps to say he's the reason why that team fell apart is because he leaked the trade to the press that destroyed the Lakers team, ultimately costing Magic his job, and that's how Pelinka got in there. Had that not happened, Magic Johnson would still be there. So he called him out on press. So the perfect place for Dale Demps to be is in Salt Lake City with the Utah Jazz, in my opinion. Anyway, let me get to this article. It said
maybe he should turn into a pillar of salt, all that line he's been doing.
Yeah, there you go. The biblical angle. Some kind of way I'm trying to figure out how to add the Mormons in there because it's tied to Salt Lake. I don't know, to Utah. But Dempsey, he was the Pelicans general manager for 8.5 seasons. It's terrible he's been there that long. And as before getting fired in 2019, accepted a job to become an assistant coach with the Jazz, according to Edgino Wojnarowski. Demps will join Quinn Snyder's staff. The two develop a relationship when they were a member of the Spurs organization. Demps was the manager of the G League affiliate. At the same time, Snyder was the Austin Texans team's base coach. Favor for a favor. It's all about brotherly and sisterly love. Isn't that nice? Snyder just completed his 6th season in charge of Utah. He's a fantastic coach, in my opinion. The Jazz have made the playoffs in each of the past 4 seasons, a period of time. And remember, Quinn Snyder is so fantastic. I give Quinn Snyder, he looked like a mob boss to me. I got him like one of them. He looks like a mob boss for you, not like the old school mob boss, like a mob boss from the back in the day.
One of the new school ones?
Yeah, he looked like a boy
from the Goodfellas that snitched?
Right. He looked like a new school mob boss. The other dude, George Curl, he looked like the old school mob boss, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Dale Demps will join Quinn Snyder's staff, and Snyder just completed his 6th season. And listen, Quinn Snyder's winning in the shadow of Jerry Sloan, who was a fantastic coach with Utah. And recently, Jerry Sloan passed away, several months or so ago. So, I mean, he was a fantastic, but be winning in his shadow, that's a big feat in my opinion. But anyway, Getting back to, say, the period of time in which they had failed to advance the past second year round. In this year's playoffs, they squandered the 3 games to 1 lead against they just got out coached. Demps took over as New Orleans general manager in July 2010. The following year, Demps tried to trade Paul to the Lakers. The NBA blocked that move. Demps had agreed to trade Paul to the Lakers for Kevin Martin, Louis Scola, something, and we could do better than that, says Stern.
It's Lamar Odom, I think, huh?
Yeah, Lamar Odom was in the deal. Louis Scola in the deal.
And what that big man was that wound up going to the Clippers. No, we got him with the other deal.
I forget, man. It was a ways ago.
That was better than what we got, man. Because Eric Gordon, that was a waste. But he ain't want to be here from day one.
But the first deal was the better deal, but it had pieces that were older pieces. And remember, at the time, the NBA owned the Pelicans as Demps was the general manager at that time. And even remember, Stern called him a lousy general manager. I forgot all about that one. Remember that? David Stern. Yeah. Remember before David Stern passed away? He went at him and called him a lousy general manager. I remember that. Paul was eventually traded to the Clippers. The Hornets, Pelicans made the playoffs 3 times in Demps' tenure with the team. In the January 2019 superstar Anthony Davis demanded a trade, which signaled the end of Demps. He was relieved of his duties a month later, and Griffin was brought in as Demps' replacement. Griffin sent Davis to the Lakers for an enormous haul that included Brandon Ingram, Ball, Hart, and multiple future draft picks and draft swaps. Now, the interesting part of the deal is Magic Johnson offered Dale Demps the same deal that Adrian Griffin got from Pelinka. The only difference was
Kyle Kuzma.
They had Kyle Kuzma. He was going to give it to him. Mm-hmm. Now, how you didn't pull that, that's why he eluded him, and I'm glad he gone. But before working in the front office, Demp had played 8 years. He must have sucked, too. He couldn't have been a good player the way he's thinking in the GM capacity. I mean, he played 8 years professionally. He had brief tenures with the Warriors, the Spurs, and the Magic, and he decided to transition to coaching after attending Jazz practices throughout the season, according to ESPN. No, he couldn't find a job nowhere, and nobody offered side. You won't sit on the back of the bench? Sure, I'll sit on the bench.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to figure out what he coaching, man. You know what I'm saying?
Coaching the damn thing. He just coaching the.
That's one of them. What you call them? Big Q. Them gas clouds.
There you
floating gas clouds.
There you go. One of them poisonous sucking up space and poisoning that one of them poisonous ass glass. That's what he is, a gas bag, a gas cloud. But anyway,
he wasn't good at nothing but lying.
Oh, he was a master at lying. But he wasn't, because if he was, he not even a good liar. He couldn't get away with it. And the thing is, people.
Oh no! You only get away with lies for so long. They always come out. He got away with them for a while.
Yeah, about 8 years worth. But
Dale, he's an excellent liar.
Dale Demps he's in Utah, in Salt Lake City, where the haters like to throw salt in your game. He right where he belong. Anyway, let's move on to the chat here. Let's talk about the chat here and see if any questions, concerns. First of all, big shout out to all the family members joining us in the live stream. GM Kev, Young City, Teal, my dog Teal, the legend in the building. DJ, what up, DJ? Good to see you. Brian Pearson, big ups to you as well. Donald Woods in the building. He said, Big Q, you can't be serious. D'Antoni is probably on his way to the Sixers. He said Mike D'Antoni and Gentry run the same offensive systems. They're great offensive coordinators, not head coaches. They lack defense. Thank you for that, bro. And you're absolutely right.
He right.
Donald DJ says DC for coach.
I gladly accept, bro.
I mean, they might have an opening on the island, but you take it.
They ain't called me yet, dude.
They called you on the island. You just wouldn't open up. You ain't answer the phone.
On the island?
Yeah.
What you talking about, Big Q?
The island of Jamaica, man. Okay, let's move on.
You talking about that private island on?
No, we ain't talking about that damn island. Stay the hell away from that island. All right, let's John Thompson, big ups to you. He said they can have Demps. They can have them. John, okay, thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. Unique View, big ups to you as well. Unique View says trade that Clutch Sports dude.
Bro.
Van Ward, what up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your support as well. John says, call me crazy. I want the Pels to draft Marcus Howard. This guy can shoot the lights out. He kind of reminds me of Devin Booker. What you think about that, DC?
Marcus Howard?
Yeah, in the draft.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not familiar with Howard. Everybody was saying what is his name? Vasquez, I think might be saying his name wrong. That he was one of the best shooters in the draft. But I'm not familiar with Marcus Howard.
Oh, let me pull Marcus up because I seen him play.
You familiar with him, Big Q?
A little bit, man. Let me pull up the numbers on Marcus Howard. We'll go over it, man. We'll go over it. Hold on here. I'll pull it up right quick and we'll address that. Because I seen a mock draft that had Marcus Howard going that's tied to not the
Tied
Pelicans.
to us?
Nah, not to the Pelicans. It was to another team. I want to say it was one of the Eastern Conference teams. I remember reading about him. Marcus Howard from Marquette.
Oh yeah.
the dude from
I
Marquette.
did see him from Marquette.
He averaged 28 points a game.
I seen him play before.
He averaged 28 points a game and about 3.5 assists a game. So which means that he ain't a fan of passing the ball too much, but he liked to score. He's shooting 42% though from the field, which is interesting. I'm looking at his numbers from 2019, 2020. And what I see from him in 29 games, 20 starts, played 33.2 minutes. He shot 42.2% from the field. He was a 41% three-point shooter. That's pretty good. 85% from the free throw line. He averaged almost 28 points a game, 3.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds per contest, 5'11", 180. Marcus Howard.
Oh. 5'11". Oh yeah. I showed. Yeah, I heard of him, man. There's been a lot of talk about him actually for a while. But that 5'11", 180, man. I mean, that's hard.
Let me ask you this: is this because
Kemba Walker's about the same size?
But listen to Kemba is 6'1", DC. Kemba 6'1". But listen, let me ask you.
That's standing on a notebook?
No, he's 6'1". You can pull up his stuff. But listen, this is not what I want. But what would Marcus
Howard? 5'11", man.
I'm just trying to tell you, 6'1". We can bet a shrimp po' boy on it with some seasoned fries and the drink. Pineapple, big shot. You got that,
man? I ain't gonna believe them. I ain't gonna believe them stats on that one, bro.
All right. You better not tell me. I'll pull it up.
I ain't got no lying eyes, bro.
Listen, let me tell you something, bro. I've been trying to get my sandwich and my fries and my pineapple big shot back. I lost it to Uncle Mazzy. I bet Uncle Mazzy and had to come up off of a shrimp po' boy.
He ain't pay for it?
No, he got it. He got it from me. I the one had to pay him for the damn. I'm trying to get it back.
Oh, you lost.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to get my shrimp po' boy back over here. But anyway,
we got to come up with a better bet than that, big brother.
He's extra DC, 6 feet tall, about 185 pounds. Just messing with you, but I see you run your shrimp sandwich. But anyway, let's keep going, man. Well, you throw that shrimp sandwich in there, but let me tell you something. But anyway, yeah. But what let me say about Marcus Howard and his scoring ability. Hold on here, I got some coming from somewhere here. Okay, there it is. All right, so this is the thing, man. Marcus Howard kind of reminds me of a more better scoring version of what we have in the youngster, the point guard, the first point guard. What's his name? DC. I went blank.
Who you talking about?
NAW? No, not NAW.
Frank Jackson?
Frankie. Yeah, Frankie boy. That's
he a different animal than Frankie, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know his name.
That's what I said.
But when he said Marquette, like I'm familiar with him, bro. Dude, a baller, man. Like they was. If he was 3 inches taller, he'd probably be a top 10 pick, man. That's the way that boy was playing in high school, and he a baller, bro. He's small. That's the whole knock on him, bro. If he was bigger, a lot more people be after him. I don't think he'd be a bad pick. It just depends on where we get him at. But he a baller, Q. You gotta go look at some of his high school tape, man. Dude was cutting up, bro.
Right, I seen highlight film of him from playing in college from Marquette, but I never seen his high school footage. But
go check his high school footage out.
I might have to.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right,
he was a sensation, bro. He was talked about, bro, a lot.
That's what John says. He reminds him of Devin Booker, his scoring ability. So we'll see. But let's keep it moving. We're gonna go through the chat, try to get as many as we can get before the show ends. All right, Young City, what up to you? Says, what about Buddy Hield? I think that sailed on Buddy Hield. I mean, Dell Demps had an opportunity to select Jamal Murray or Buddy Hield. He could have had Buddy Hield. That's right. Yeah. He chose Buddy Hield. and then traded them for DeMarcus Cousins later on. Dale Demps is.
Can we stop talking about Dale Demps, man? This is getting depressing, bro. This is depressing, man.
Terrible, bro. Absolutely.
We lost Chris Paul under him. We lost Andy Davis, and we could have had Jamal Murray. God damn.
Yeah, and I could go back and call a few more things that you could have done as well under him.
I'm not. That's just. We're just dealing with them highlights. Man.
Okay,
yeah, that's too much right there.
You mean lowlights? Let's keep it going. Hold on here. DJ says, my first question, if Ariza comes back, what are we doing with Kendrick Williams? Quickly, DC, the music's on. Quickly answer that.
Kendrick Williams out of here, man. Y'all ain't know.
All right.
That's over with. Ariza got a shot. He can do mostly what Kendrick Williams does, and he brings a lot of experience and some coaching up for the young kids.
All right, thank you for that. And GM Kev says, Q, you've been doing shows all day, starting with Tough Tiger Talk. Sports Coma, Spanking, ESPN, Fox,
what up, Jim Kev?
WWL, NFL Network, and ESPN. That is right, Jim Kev. We've been doing shows. Actually, Tough Tiger. Actually, before Tough Tiger Talk, we did TSC Unleash, then Tough Tiger Talk, then the Sports Coma, and now the Pelican Post Game Report. We are working, and we real deal. But anyway, that'll do it for the show. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe if you want to subscribe and share the show links. For me and DC, thank you for joining us. Peace.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections, a selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence and the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Go to newfrog.com for all of your electronic gadget needs. Fast becoming #1 online seller of cell phone and accessories, consumer electronics, automobiles and motorcycles, home and garden items, 5D diamond painting crafts, electrical and tool supplies, computer and networking supplies, lights and lighting supplies, sports and travel items, toys and hobby supplies, apparel and accessory, mother and kid items, health and beauty items, and much, much more. Newfrog.com has up to 70% off on some products. And you can check out their weekly promotions for all the best deals. Remember, when thinking online electronics and gadgets, think New Frog, newfrog.com.